Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is May 20th, and I am back from storm chasing here. Took a day or two off, but I'll get back in track here, doing a video here this afternoon. I will do my normal briefing tomorrow as well. So just getting caught up here a little bit on things. We still have some showers around. You can see some clouds from the next system out there over the Pacific Ocean. We'll get into that in a bit more detail here in a moment, but you can see we do have some showers out there. Can't rule out a stray lightning strike with some of this activity. Nothing too impressive, however. Now, taking a look at what we've been doing the last 24 hours, looks like we did have a strike there across western Washington and much more lightning activity across eastern Washington and eastern Oregon, some of British Columbia as well, especially the higher terrain. So this is the last 24 hours ending, what, about a couple hours ago? No, that's not a couple hours ago. It was about 3 o'clock there. So yeah, that's the last 24 hours. So anyway, taking a look at the Tempest Weather Station. If you want your own home lightning detection system, click on that link down below to save 10% off. Highly recommend this station for the price. It is very much fun. I have two of these that I test at my house all the time. I've seen lightning strikes being picked up by the station over 25 miles. In fact, so looking at things right now, you can see Painfield, some light rain. Looks like Arlington, some light rain as well. Olympia also. A little bit of rain shadowing going on across some of the Seattle metro out there, but you can see we have some shower activity. Not really expecting a lightning strike with this, but you can't completely rule it out, especially in the convergence zone there, kind of Everett northward. Now, if you want to support the channel also, you can go to the Patreon page to do so, or you can just join publicly. It's free to do so, and you can send me your weather images here, so you can kind of see some fun stuff has been sent here over the last couple of weeks. And yeah, if you want to go ahead and do that, just go ahead and go down there and you can put your weather images in there. That is free to do so. So here is today. You can see portions of Montana, eastern Idaho, and portions of northeast Washington. Tiny tip there, the Idaho Panhandle, some interior BC. That is for today. If we go to tomorrow, you can see that activity sliding off to the east there a little bit, and we go to day 3. And we do have something interesting here coming up though as we go through the extended forecast. I want to make sure that you hang around for that. You're going to want to see that, and we'll start looking at that actually right now. So here we go, looking at 500 millibars, 18,000 feet. This is a great way to show you the general ridge and trough position, and you can see the next system up here. It's a relatively weak one, but it's definitely going to not allow us to warm up too much. And you can kind of see the troughing hanging around there off to the north and west across the Gulf of Alaska, western Canada. Get a little bit of a transient ridge rolling in here. Not so transient, actually. Looks like it builds there along the west coast of North America. Trough starts to dig down fairly well to the south there, and this is going to be interesting here because we could get some moisture flowing up from the south. You get the divergence aloft and you get the convergence at the surface, and that's the way we can get some thunderstorm activity west of the Cascades there. So we're going to watch out for that as we go into the forecast here on in towards the early portion of next week. So it's something we'll be watching the trend on. But if we look at that and we scroll off a bit here, you can kind of see we get in this regime where the Intermountain West is getting its daily thunderstorm activity. Then we start to go towards the weekend and things start to destabilize across portions of Oregon. We go on in towards Monday there, and you can see some better instability here across the region. Generally still Cascades eastbound, however, and then we go on in through Tuesday. But we got to watch those upper level troughs off the coastline like that start to really get southerly and bring that defluent flow aloft. And that means the air is spreading out and allowing the convergence to happen at the surface. So if we take a look at that again here on the European, so this is the shower activity. Kind of wrap it up as we go through the day today. Maybe some lingering showers still tomorrow morning. System starts to move in towards Oregon as we go through Wednesday night into Thursday. It's not a big punch with that, but we'll be bringing clouds here across the region. Then we dry out a bit here again on Thursday, probably again on Friday it looks like, and then you can see that trough digging down there, spinning off the coastline, throwing some precipitation back up into southeast Alaska, some western BC, and finally starts to make its way towards the Washington, Oregon, Vancouver Island coast. But as you go through Monday here, you see that band pop up there as we went through the day on Monday. That could have some convection with it. So it's at that time of year where things can get fun when you get these troughs out here, especially if this starts to take the shape of what is known as a negative tilt, where the air is moving from the southeast to the northwest there. You want to get that negative tilt. It helps to keep the better instability back across west of the Cascades. That's if you like lightning. I know not everybody likes that, but yeah, we're just kind of exploring a bit of a fantasy forecast here as we go on into the early portion of next week. And then you can see as we go through Monday afternoon, some precipitation rolling back in there, and still that Gulf of Alaska trough continues to spin and churn out there right off our coastline. So we'll see how that trends here over the next few days. Now, this is the next 60 hours, and you can kind of see how the NAM has North American model. When I say NAM, that's what I mean. North American model. This is a high-resolution version. It has this general area up here just north of Everett. A lightning strike can't be ruled out with some of this activity, and also across northeast Washington. But over the next few hours and on into tonight to tomorrow morning, we should be putting that shower activity to rest. And then we start to bring this next system in here that I talked about as well. This goes through Wednesday night into Thursday. Not a huge rainmaker, but some areas could be getting some decent precipitation amounts out of that fairly weak system. And there we go on in through Thursday night. Now, taking a look at the extended forecast, this is the 12Z run. You can kind of see some of the ensemble disagreement on what is going to happen through the extended forecast, kind of all over the place. By the time we get up towards the 25th, it will start to look like we might get a couple warm days in here, but again, we'll kind of wait and see on that here for a moment. We'll see what this next ridge is going to do, because I got some more on that for you right now. The European Artificial Intelligence, this is that ridge out over just off the coast of California, and there's that next system we saw on the infrared satellite imagery. So that scrolls through here. The Gulf of Alaska is a churn in here as we go on in through the weekend, on through the early portion of next week. Still remains active there as we go through the mid portion, but then it starts to retreat here and move off to the north and west. And what is this but a ridge that starts to build along the west coast of North America as we go through the end of the month of May and on in towards the early portion of June. So we'll see if the models are onto something with that. You're still looking over a week out into the future, so you don't want to get caught up in that too much. But it's that time of year where we can start to get some warmer spells here across the Pacific Northwest. Now, the ensemble mean, let's see if that shows it as well. This is all 50 European ensembles averaged out 500 millibars. The other one was the artificial intelligence model. So you can see that trough really dig off our coastline as we go on in towards next week. Gulf of Alaska trough does start to move back up north, and we get that ridging showing up a bit here in the extended forecast. So summer weather lovers, maybe something to look forward to, but again, we'll watch the trend on that over the next few days. 15-day precipitation anomaly, pretty darn right below normal here across much of the Pacific Northwest, above normal here across western portions of Canada. And you can imagine why that is, because that Gulf of Alaska trough that is ongoing here for, probably the short and mid-range term of this forecast. Now, 6 to 10 day above average signal does exist as we go towards the end of the month. Climate Prediction Center picking up on that a little bit there. And the 6 to 10 day, this was actually issued, and this is only on the 16th. I'm leading you astray here. So let's back up there. And I think I showed you the wrong one. No, I was showing you the right one there. But the 6 to 10 day precipitation one, that one is above normal there. And you can kind of see that below normal streak there across some of the Intermountain West. So again, we'll be busy on this daily. You don't want to get caught up in that just too much here. So yeah, a lot of errands to run today. Finally back. I'll probably be out again 1 or 2 more times to go chase. I need to get my situation with my workflow on the road worked out, because I had a technical difficulty last time where I couldn't get any tabs loaded on my laptop. So anyway, yeah, so I'll do my normal briefing tomorrow. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. Click like and subscribe. We'll do this all again tomorrow, and I will see you guys then.